What's up EFD? On today's video we're counting down 10 players who have featured in this year's Europa League who should really be playing at the very top level of continental competition. Let's go. 10. Duvan Zapata. Since crashing out of the Champions League group stage, Atalanta's form has dropped off a cliff, with the Bergamo side now looking set to miss out on the Serie A top 4 for just the second time in 6 years, after just 2 wins in their last 9 games. Having made it to the Europa League quarter-finals, winning the competition is probably their best chance of qualifying for next year's UCL. One man they have desperately missed over the last 3 months is Duvan Zapata, one of Europe's most prolific strikers in the first half of the season, hitting 9 goals and 4 assists in 12 Serie A appearances between September and November. The Colombian striker has been key to Atalanta's success since first arriving at the club in 2018, with 78 goals in 153 games and the kind of consistency that has helped the club move on from Papu Gomez. Zapata has played just 14 minutes of action since December and is currently out with a hamstring problem that recent reports suggest could keep him on the sidelines for the rest of the season. Let's hope to see the 31-year-old back in the Champions League before he passes his peak. 9. Declan Rice. 8 years Zapata's junior, Declan Rice is yet to taste Champions League football at 23, although the fact West Ham are contesting the last 8 in the Europa League would have been unthinkable to most fans 2 years ago when the English club were on the verge of relegation. But just as the Hammers have improved over the last 2 years, so has Rice matured, taking on the on-field captaincy as veteran Mark Noble has been reduced to a bit-part role and developing into one of Europe's very best young midfielders. He leads the squad for passes into the final third and progressive carries, the metric that measures the amount of times a player progresses play in the opponent's half by carrying the ball. And as well as being the side's main man in build-up, he also averages more tackles and interceptions per 90 than anyone bar Arthur Masuaku. In short, Rice is now much more than a pure defensive midfielder, able to drive the ball upfield and bring teammates into play. His consistent excellence is a big reason why David Moyes' side were in contention for Champions League qualification for much of the season, and with a big move surely on the horizon, it hopefully won't be too long before we see him battling against Europe's best each season. 8. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Speaking of big moves, one player who is somehow still waiting for his is Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who has been linked with the likes of Man United, Man City and Real Madrid over the last 5 years. Now 27, the Serbia international realistically has a year or two to secure a move to a bigger club. That's not to say Lazio aren't a big club in their own right. After all, they've won the 4th most major trophies in Italy after the big 3 of Juve, Milan and Inter. But since Milinkovic-Savic joined the Roman outfit in 2015, they have qualified for the Champions League just once, despite being managed by the excellent Simone Inzaghi and possessing the consistent goal scoring of Ciro Immobile up top. Milinkovic-Savic, with his ability to break up play, drive attacks, create chances and score from range, has also been a consistent source of inspiration over the years. Once one of Europe's most coveted young midfielders, he is arguably underrated these days, and having already notched up 8 goals and 9 assists this term, is enjoying his most productive season to date despite the Eagles having almost no chance of making the top 4 and currently sitting in 7th. If he doesn't get a move away this summer, we may even see him in the Europa Conference League next term, or even out of European competition altogether, something that hasn't happened at Lazio in 5 years. 7. Kalidou Koulibaly. Kalidou Koulibaly will most definitely be contesting the Champions League next season, with Napoli currently fighting it out with Milan and Inter for the Serie A title. And the Senegal captain has plenty of UCL experience, with the Parthenay qualifying for the competition 4 times since he joined from Genk in 2014. But they have progressed beyond the group stage just twice in that time, and in the 2 seasons prior to this missed out on the top 4 for consecutive campaigns, the first time they had done so since 2010. Like Milinkovic-Savic, Koulibaly hasn't been short of suitors over the years, and unless he signs a new deal will have left Naples by the summer of 2023 when his current contract expires. Having been priced at €100 million in the past, Koulibaly remains one of Europe's very best centre-halves, and having recently lifted the Africa Cup of Nations, playing for a club with ambitions of winning the Champions League should surely be a priority for him at this stage of his career. 6. Nordi Mukiele. In most other seasons, we'd probably have seen RB Leipzig progress to the Champions League knockouts, but placed in a group with Paris Saint-Germain and Man City, it was never going to be easy. Despite scoring 4 against PSG across their 2 encounters and 5 in 2 games against City, they finished 3rd, mainly due to their leaky back line, which looked particularly vulnerable under former coach Jesse Marsch. But while attackers like Christopher Nkunku and Andre Silva have taken a lot of credit for the side's change in fortunes under Marsch's replacement Domenico Tedesco, the defence has also been superb, conceding just 8 league goals in 2022, fewer than any other Bundesliga club. Nordi Mukiele is a big part of this. While the French international, who can play as both a fullback and a wing-back, offers a lot in the attacking phase of play, averaging around the same amount of touches in the penalty area each game as Emil Forsberg, it's his defensive attributes that really make a difference in the Leipzig system. He makes over 5 tackles and interceptions a match, ranks in the top 5% of fullbacks in Europe for aerial duels, and wins 78% of his challenges. And the 24-year-old's performances since signing from Montpellier in 2018 haven't gone unnoticed, with Man United and Chelsea both linked with him recently. 5. Moussa Diaby. Another Frenchman bossing the Bundesliga, Moussa Diaby's excellent displays for Bayer Leverkusen have helped set the German club up for what should be just their second top 4 finish in 6 years. And while he looked very promising in his first 2 seasons after joining from PSG in 2019, he has truly exploded this term. Previously more of a creator, the wide man has developed his goal-scoring prowess under Gerardo Seoane, with his tally of 12 in the Bully so far this term already beating his combined total for the previous 2 campaigns. Currently running at 0.55 expected goals and assists per 90 minutes, Diaby isn't yet at the level of elite wingers like Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry or Raheem Sterling, although if he was playing in a side as productive as Man City or Bayern Munich, we'd almost certainly see his numbers rise. Maybe all Diaby needs is a move to a European giant to take his game to the next level, but with different reports suggesting he has a price tag ranging from anywhere between 50 and 100 million euros, it's difficult to know how viable a move for the youngster would be right now. Either way, we expect him to be making his first Champions League appearance in 3 years this autumn. 4. Lucas Paquetá. Written off as a flop following a disappointing spell at Milan, Lucas Paquetá has been a revelation since swapping Serie A for Ligue 1 in 2020, hitting 16 goals and 9 assists since the start of last season for Lyon. But while his first campaign under Rudy Garcia saw the French giants outscore everyone bar PSG and come agonisingly close to the Champions League, Paquetá's prospects of playing in Europe next season are not so good. At the time of recording, Lyon sit 10th, 10 points behind 3rd place Rennes, and if they continue with the inconsistent form they've shown so far this term, are set for their lowest points tally since 1996. They did at least manage to beat Porto to reach the Europa League quarter-finals, but are far from favourites given the other teams left in the competition. At 24, Paquetá is still yet to play in the Champions League, and considering just how well Milan have done since he left the San Siro, the Brazil international has trodden an unfortunate career path in this regard. Seeing Lyon in such a state is unusual to say the least. Let's hope to see them firing on all cylinders again next year. 3. Filip Kostic. A favourite of ours on EFD, Filip Kostic has been carrying Eintracht Frankfurt for as long as we can remember, and following the departures of Adi Hutter and Andre Silva, and in light of Daichi Kamada's drop-off in output this term, never more so has this been the case than now. Kostic is set to hit double figures for assists for the 4th consecutive season, and yet Inter Milan are the only Champions League level club he's been consistently linked with in recent windows. And with Robin Gosens now at the San Siro, that ship has almost certainly sailed. He was also seemingly close to joining Lazio last summer, but the deal fell through, with Kostic's agents even accusing Frankfurt of sending the Italian club the wrong email address to sabotage their efforts. Claims that the German club have unsurprisingly refuted. But with a little over a year left on his contract, the Serbian wingback should be incredibly gettable this summer, and at 29 is well overdue his first taste of Champions League football. 2. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Frankfurt's opponents in the Europa quarter-finals, Barcelona last competed in Europe's secondary competition back in 2003-04, when they were knocked out by Celtic in the last 16, thanks to a goalkeeping masterclass by a 19-year-old David Marshall. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, on the other hand, is much more familiar with the tournament, contesting it in 3 of his 4 seasons at Arsenal and in the 2015-16 campaign at Borussia Dortmund. In fact, since it became the Europa League in 2009, only Radamel Falcao and Aritz Aduriz have scored more than Aubameyang's 24 goals in the competition. But given his status as one of the top strikers of the last decade, it's pretty astounding we haven't seen the Gabon legend in the Champions League since all the way back in 2017. That will of course change this year, with Barca now confident of booking their place in the 22-23 edition of the UCL, not least in part down to Aubameyang's superb goal-scoring form since switching the Emirates for the Camp Nou. As the spearhead of Xavi's newly revitalised Blaugrana side, he will be determined to make his mark on Europe's biggest stage once again. 1. Aurelien Tchouameni. One of the most exciting young midfielders in the game today, Aurelien Tchouameni's performances for Monaco have seen him linked with the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, PSG and Real Madrid. And given his current club are sitting on the outskirts of the top 3 race in Ligue 1, it will probably require a move to one of them if he wants to play in the Champions League next term. The £50 million rated 22-year-old has been immense this season, making 6.5 tackles and interceptions per 90, winning almost 3 aerial duels a match, completing almost 6 passes into the final third, and ranking 7th in Ligue 1 for progressive passes. In short, he is a dominating presence in both the defensive and attacking phases of play, able to regain possession efficiently and move the ball upfield at speed. Reading the game as well as he does at his age, Tchouameni looks ready for the highest level. And with 8 caps for France to his name already, the former Bordeaux man should be a household name by the time the World Cup comes around in November. So those were our 10 players too good for the Europa League, but have you got any more shouts? Let us know in the comments below and we'll do our best to reply. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and subscribe to Euro Football Daily if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, bye for now.